Here's the problem with Hollywood in a nutshell. This post sums it up very well. They're using The Simpsons as their example, but it applies to almost anything. The early seasons of The Simpsons were written by eclectic nerds who had marinated in all sorts of weird old media. The newer seasons are written by people who grew up watching The Simpsons. And then someone responded saying that they think that this is responsible for the flatness of contemporary culture. A whole lot of makers are engaging only with copies of copies of copies instead of going back to the well. For example, modern Star Wars stuff is made by people who grew up watching Star Wars. But the original Star Wars was a grab bag of all of the weird stuff that George Lucas was into. You had the old Flash Gordon serials, World War II dogfighting movies, and samurai films like Hidden Fortress. And he mixed all that together to get something that was truly unique and so weird that the studio was scared they were going to lose their money. And that just feels like completely the reverse of the way it would work today, where if you wanted to make an episodic sci-fi western for TV, the only way you can do it is to package it as a Star Wars thing, and then the show is going to get worse as it goes because you're forced to keep shoehorning in more Star Wars lore to make it tie into the rest of the franchise. In other words, instead of taking all of your old influences and remixing it into something new, you're forced to take your current idea and reduce it down to something old.